To me, it's absolutely incredible to think that Genesis has just been around for less than 10 years, and this is what they're creating these days. This to me is not just a car, this is an automobile. The attention to detail, the craftsmanship, the design, how beautifully this thing drives and looks, both in the exterior and the interior as well, is just mind-blowing to me. This Genesis right now is one of my favorite brands out there, because if you're looking for a full-size luxury sedan and you don't want what everybody else is driving, an S-Class, 7 Series, Audi A8s, even though we rarely see those these days anyway, this is definitely an option for you. For me personally, I honestly think I would go with the Genesis, because this is such a unique vehicle and I don't understand why we don't see more of these out on the road. So what we're gonna do in this video is have a look at this stunning sculpture on wheels from a front, side, rear, and the interior, specifically the rear seats, which has some crazy features in it. And then last but not least, of course, we're gonna take it for a drive. Now, I can't wait to get in and talk about this design, because as I said, this is Genesis right now doing one of my favorite designs on the market today. But before we do that, let's have a look at what's under the hood and check out the opening of this hood. It has an exotic sports car, supercar clamshell design to it. You can see how it opens all the way from this area into the front end, and the entire front just lifts up. So under the hood, we do have a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 with a 48 volt supercharger. It puts out 409 horsepower, 405 pound-feet of torque. It's connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission. You do have all-wheel drive. 0 to 60 takes about 5.4 seconds. Fuel economy comes in at 17 city, 24 highway, and the price for this is $102,750. And you might think that that is a lot, but honestly, when you're driving this vehicle and when you look at the elegance, the grace that this exudes when you're looking at it from an exterior design, and also how you feel, like Genesis to me is a brand that I think is the number one brand that feels like the car wants to take care of you, in the best way possible, and wants to get you to your destination as safely, as comfortable as possible in class. So let's close this back down and let's talk about this stunning design. This one is finished in Verbier white, which is this white pearl, almost matte color to it. Looking absolutely stunning in my opinion. What's so fascinating about Genesis, specifically the G90, is if you look at the headlight design, they are so thin. And I did not know that we can have this thin headlights. I mean, these thin lights being the main headlights in vehicles. Usually we have the daytime run lights up here and then some main ugly light unit down here in the bumper. But in this case, everything is housed within this two-line design that we have for Genesis. We also have the two lines stretching all the way across the side of the vehicle. And this one comes with a little bit of chrome in the front end, which honestly, for this type of segment of car, I don't mind at all. I think it actually suits the vehicle to have some chrome in the front end. It's not the brightest chrome, it's more dark chrome. As you can see, we have the Genesis logo up here looking absolutely beautiful. The entire grille is completely open right here. Front mounted camera located here as well, and the lower section is also completely open. I love how it dips down right here, this edge or this triangle, and then it also dips down, of course, down here at the very bottom. You have the radar integrated right here behind these areas, and we have a couple of key lines, very subtle lines up on the hood. It's not over stylized, and that is what I want to see in a car like this. When you have the big brother in the lineup, you don't want to have too much styling going on, and that is exactly what is happening here. We have one single line coming from the A-pillar all the way down here to the corner of the grille, and then we have this beautiful line right above the front axle as well to add some muscle to this design. Now, yes, this grille, as you can see, it's absolutely massive, and usually I'm not a huge fan of grills this big, but I don't know, for some reason I do think it works with the Genesis design to have a big grille like this. And coming around to the side view, you can see how the LEDs from the front end has the same line going into the side indicators right there. Instead of having the indicators like we normally have right here in the side mirrors, they're now located here, creating a even more unique styling for the Genesis. In addition to how this entire hood opens up, it's not something we see on everyday vehicles. This has this Gotham City design to it, this Art Deco vibe, which I absolutely love in the Genesis, in all Genesis vehicles right now. We have 21-inch wheels, we have two 45mm wide tires in the front end and two 75s in the rear. We want to have that staggered setup on a luxury sedan, full-size sedan like this. And the design the wheel design itself looks beautiful. Maybe a little bit hard to clean this, but I honestly don't care because it looks fantastic. It has this elegant look to it with the polished face right here. Then you have the darker inserts with these spokes going in between the brighter portions of the wheels. Stunning design, 21-inch wheels. I don't want to have bigger wheels than this. I think it's absolutely the perfect size for this vehicle. Now, coming around and looking at the proportions of this, you have a beautiful looking side profile with the shoulder line dipping all the way back down. Actually, let's look at it from the other angle, because I can see that the sun is shining on this angle right here, so we can appreciate the lines and the design of this vehicle. Looking at the shoulder line, you can see it right here, how it goes from these two lines from the front end through the design here in the indicators, and then coming back right into the taillights right here. We also have a little bit more sharper design here than we have on the smaller sedans, and I think that looks fantastic because this, again, is the big brother. It's supposed to have more room for the passenger side, so we lift it up at this corner of the roof to create more headspace right there for the passengers. And the shoulder line looks great as well, dipping down from this area here, top of the taillights, going all the way through into the door handles. These sit flush with the bodywork when you lock the car, by the way. And small details like this, it says Genesis here on this chrome piece. Just small details like that is stuff that I personally appreciate. And then you can see how the shoulder line dips down through the light elements in the front end as well. Just a piece of art, this thing. I honestly think it looks better than the S-Class. Definitely looks better than the 7 Series. And when it comes to the Audis, they're a little bit dated. This has by far the most unique design in my opinion. Now, looking at the chrome trim that we have, or the silver trim coming around the greenhouse here, I do think it suits the car to have some silver splashes like this, because this is a luxury sedan. So having a bit of chrome in it, it's not something that I'm opposed to. Up top, we do have the moonroof, but you can't really see it because everything up top is painted black. So we don't have any separation with the white body color coming back on the top end, which makes it feel very elegant up top as well. Now, all the way down low, you can see that we have this chrome piece in the lower section. And I also like this because what this does, this is one of the key lines in the front end, in the side view, key lines going through the entire vehicle from the front end. You can see it starts all the way in the front right here with this section, and then goes all the way through the entire vehicle, through the side and into the rear end of the vehicle. I mean, let me know what you think about this design. Are you a fan of what Genesis is doing? And to me, it's just incredible to see just how big of an identity and DNA Genesis has managed to create just in less than a decade. And we already know exactly what Genesis is all about when it comes to the design. Now, coming onto the rear end, this is by far my favorite view for this vehicle. Look at the muscle going right here over the rear axle. It has this rear wheel drive feel to it, luxury sedan, even though this is all-wheel drive, of course. Love the paint here as well. This is definitely the paint that I would choose for this. It's just a beautiful looking machine. You have the taillights sitting flush with the bodywork, and the quality of these LEDs. I mean, this looks like a pinstripe LED going across here, very, very thin across into the other side, and you have the same line down here at the bottom with the Genesis spelled out right in the middle, and you have this big juicy LED being the indicator light here in the middle of this, in the middle of these two parallel lines that we have coming around from the side view and the front end. Very stylish, elegant looking rear end, and on top of that we have this subtle ducktail in the rear to send the design off properly in the rear end. You can see how it just swoops up just a little bit at the very end here. Love to see this. And if we open up the trunk, we have the small little button right here. Press that one. It is of course power assisted. You can see that we have plenty of space back here. Some netting for your groceries to hold those in place. Some netting on the side as well, and that is pretty much it for the trunk. Massive space back here, and if you want to, you can fold down the center portion of the rear seats there as well to put some skis in here if that is something that you need to do. You have an LED right here as well, and clicking that button is going to close down the tailgate very beautifully all the way down low. This is another feature that I love that is coming back slowly in car designs today. Are these exhaust pipes. Massive exhaust pipes. They're also stylized, so we have proper exhaust pipes. They're functional on both sides, of course. No fake vents in this case. And you can see that we have sort of the same styling that we have in the grille with this little dip here in the center portion for the exhaust pipes of the rear end. So to sum it up, Genesis absolutely crushing it when it comes to their designs, both for the exterior but also when it comes to the interior, which I think is almost even more elegant and fantastic than the exterior design. So let's have a look at what's going on for the interior of the 2025 Genesis G90. Before we go any further with this video, I want to take a minute to thank today's sponsor, Coverado. So Coverado sent me two of their best-selling products to try out. One is the backseat car organizer. The second product is the 70-liter trunk organizer. And I feel like a lot of thought went into designing these products. The backseat organizer is made out of premium Napa leather for durability, and it's also very easy to wipe off if it gets dirty. It comes with a full foldable tray table, which can be used for food, books, homework, or a tablet and keyboard, for example. And when not in use, all you gotta do is simply fold this back up to save some space. It also features a touchscreen phone and tablet pocket, meaning you can still use the touchscreen behind the transparent pocket, and it has a small hole in it for the charging cable to come in, so you have everything you need to keep the devices charged up. In addition to that, you also get 5 different pockets, including 2 bottle pockets, 2 mesh pockets, and 1 pocket with a lid for gadgets. So no more mess in the back seat. There is also a integrated kick mat to protect the seat from your kids kicking the seat and making a mess. So last but not least, here Coverado has included a garbage bag for the backseat car organizer that is held in place with 4 magnets. So you have a garbage bag in the lower section, and it's very easy to replace. Just lift up the magnets and replace the bag, and that's it. So very cool design here. For the 70-liter trunk organizer, this is made out of the same high-quality Napa leather as the backseat organizer, but this is pretty big with plenty of storage. So it measures 24 by 14 by 12 inches, and it is collapsible for saving space when you don't use it, similar to the backseat car organizer here as well. It can be fitted to any type of vehicle, whether it be a regular car, SUV, or truck. And inside you get 2 removable dividers which can organize into 2 or 3 compartments to house small or larger items. So this entire thing is completely modular to fit whatever storage needs you have. It's very easy to just figure out if you want big compartments or smaller compartments. You can organize all of that in this trunk organizer right here. The carrying handles are made of silicone for great comfort, and there is a non-slip mat at the bottom to prevent the organizer from sliding around in the back. Now, I personally feel like these products are great, I think specifically if you have small kids, but I'm thinking even for camping situations, specifically, I mean, both of these products will work great for camping. They're well designed, they feel solid and high quality, and I want to thank Coverado again for sponsoring this video. So go and check them out. The backseat organizer and the trunk organizer are linked down below in the description. Now let's get back to the video. Now this is an interior that you want to spend a lot of time in, and this is an interior that I would love to drive cross country in complete comfort. I love the spec that we have here with the white exterior, and then you have this brown interior with the suede headliner up top as well. The door panel looking absolutely fantastic here. And this is also something that makes it feel so high quality with these metal buttons that we have for the memory seat. And you can also adjust the passenger seat by pressing this button. Now you're actually going to be adjusting the passenger seat over there with these buttons for the driver seats. setting. So it's pretty cool to see that. I don't think I've ever seen that before. You have the massaging seat here as well in 3 different levels. You have the window controls in the same finish as these buttons up here, looking stunning and feels very high quality as well. You have a couple of cup holders and storage down low with the Bang & Olufsen sound system integrated in the door. Genesis, when you're stepping in here, looking at the seats, fantastic looking seats, heated ventilated massage as well. And I do actually like the brown here. Usually I'm not a fan of pretty much anything else than dark black or gray interiors, but in this case it just feels absolutely beautiful to have this type of styling in here. And this is nice as well to have some sort of graphic in the door itself. So let's jump in here. Let's check out what this is all about. If we press the brake pedal, you're gonna see the door closes by itself. Very, very luxurious. I don't even have to do that myself. Now look, coming in here, we have a big head-up display up top, and we do have a dual setup for the screens, as we usually see today, dual 12.3-inch screens, but we kind of have a separation between them with this piece here. I wouldn't call it a housing for the gauge cluster, but at least it's not just 2 big displays that are not integrated at all in the interior. This looks way better than that. We have the same beautiful leather going here with the vents in the lower section. Looking at the infotainment screen here, you have this massage settings here for the seat and how long you want the massage to be. If we scroll through here, we have, for example, I want to show you this 3D setup. The cool thing here is that the car is in the exact color that you have your own spec in. So it's always going to be in the right color, which is great to see. You can press 360 here. See inside, for example. We can go inside and check that out, and check out these animations. It just looks very, very nice in my opinion. It looks great. We have the native map system here. You also have, of course, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, which is something that I always use when I have these press cars. And we can go into, let's see, climate. Let's check this out. You have the where you want the air to come out from, the temperature as well inside of the infotainment screen, but you also have them down here. And I love to see this when we have these settings in the screen up here and also down here in this separated control panel. As you know, I've said it so many times before, you also have this fragrance that you can spray through the vents. It's actually located here somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where it is, the cartridge for it. I think it's somewhere in the glove box. Can't really find it right now, but you can switch it out to whatever fragrance you want in here. I like to keep it at max 1. If we have it on the 3rd setting, it's going to smell a little bit too much for my taste, but it's a nice little feature that Genesis is offering. You have the toggles for the temperature control here. Very nice click feel to them as well. Feels super solid and high quality. The fan speed located here where you want the air to come out from. Very easy to figure this out. No complicated stuff at all, and heated steering wheel in 2 different levels, in addition to the heated and ventilated seat buttons that you have right here next to the driver. And overall, I mean, when I step in a Genesis today, I just feel like I'm wrapped in all of this quality and old school craftsmanship that is so lacking in today's cars. If we click the radio button here, you're gonna see that the speakers actually slide up from the side there, looking very, very cool. And all the way down here, we do have 2 cup holders. We have the Genesis key as well, looking very nice. You have the lock unlock button, the hold to open the trunk, the panic button, and you also have these buttons so you can move the car back and forth if you're in a very tight parking spot. All you got to do is just press these buttons. You also have the remote start button located there as well. Now looking at this center portion of the interior, what a stunning piece of design this is. I mean, look at all the details that goes on in this specific level, and it feels great to just use this as well. If you put it into reverse, it is of course going to pop up the reverse camera. You have the 360 camera here as well, so you can see exactly where the car is positioned, where the wheels are positioned as well, and you can look at just the rear view camera with the trajectory lines, and you always have the 360 camera located on the right side of the screen. Putting it back into park, we have the heated and ventilated seats, as we talked about, 3 different levels. Do like the LEDs here as well, and these are for opening and closing the door. Closing the doors automatically with these buttons for the passenger and the front driver right here. Drive modes, We have 3 different drive modes. We don't have more than that. We don't need more than that. Love to see it. We have Eco, Comfort, or Sport. It doesn't really switch up the gauge cluster, but what you feel when you're putting it into Sport is that the seat hugs you more. You can feel that you're sinking into the seats when you're putting it into Sport. It's a very cool feeling. So it adjusts the seats and gives you more bolstering on the side when you go into the Sport setting. You can customize this a little bit by using these toggles right here. So we can have a bunch of different settings here. We can also have the full map, and if you have Apple CarPlay connected, it's going to show you the Apple CarPlay map in here as well. So it's great. It's great to see that you can still have the full map displayed in the gauge cluster. Here you have the wireless charging pad. You just slide your phone down here in this level. You can press a button behind here. That opens up the armrest. You can see that we have a 12-volt outlet here and also a couple of USB-Cs in addition to an LED right there. Beautiful to see. Not the biggest storage under there, but I really don't care about that. Looking up top, we can open up the entire sunroof by just sliding this back, and look at this suede that we have here. Just stunning design for the interior overall. Everything in here, even on the A-pillars, just has this quality feel to it. To me, Genesis does not feel like a Mercedes or a BMW. To me, Genesis is almost like a Bentley level of luxury when it comes to all these features. Looking at the steering wheel, uniquely designed for sure. We have these dips here, these ridges in the steering wheel with all of these buttons for the customization of the gauge cluster here. The cruise control settings are located on the left side, and you have the voice command, the radio settings, and the volume controls here. Paddles on each side. I wish the paddles were in, I think they are just plastic. I want to see these be in metal for $100,000 and also have maybe a little better feel to them, but it's probably not something that I would ever use anyway in a luxury sedan like this. So I think we talked about everything in the front end, but now I want to show you something very, very cool in the back seat. I'm gonna have to go on the other side for that, which I don't mind because that means we get to see this beauty one more time from the exterior. Now jumping in here, first of all, you can see just how long the door is. We have plenty of space back here. We can also recline the entire seat. So we have a resting mode, and we can, again, close the door by pressing this button right there. Closes automatically. Very, very fancy. You can see the ambient lighting here, giving it this very cozy feel. We have the Bang & Olufsen sound system up here, a couple of mirrors as well, in addition to the moonroof here, which we can adjust somewhere in this area as well. So we swipe this and we go into shades. We have the top shade right there. So if we swipe this down, you can see that this opens up at the top. Very nice. Let's close that back down. We also have the rear shade right here, so we can close this back down. Let's see if we can do that right there. Close and open it up. We open it up back there, and look at these pillows that you have for the back seat. I mean, this is a car that even if you're sitting, whether you're sitting in the front or in the back, I would almost probably prefer to be in the back of these, because we can press this button, the rest button right there, and look at what this is gonna do. Gonna move forward the front seats. It's gonna lift me up and recline me all the way back. And once this is all the way forward, it's then gonna give me a footrest. I'm gonna see if I can actually fit behind the front seat, being 6'1", 6'2". So here comes the footrest, and as you can see, it's pretty tight. I don't wanna stretch out all the way because that is gonna get the front seat a little dirty. So let's move this back again. Now going in and looking at the screen here, let's go into the massage settings. So you have the duration here as well, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20-minute massage, and you have the different massage settings here. You can see exactly how it's working in the chair itself. Very, very fancy stuff. And this is what I mean when I say that this vehicle feels more like a Bentley segment of vehicle more than an S-Class. If we open up this armrest, you actually have UV lights in the in here. You can see them right here to disinfect whatever you put in there. I mean, small stuff like that. And this charging pad for the cell phone has some cooling to it, which is going to keep your phone cool and also charge it a lot faster. Stuff like that that you don't really see normal luxury sedans today, which makes Genesis even more special than what it already is. So with that said, we talked about the exterior design, we talked about the stunning interior that we're in right now. So now it's time to take this for a drive. All right, guys, let's get out of here in style in the 2025 Genesis G90 with the 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, 409 horsepower, 0 to 60, 5.4 seconds. And this is one of these cars, you know, I have few of them every year that I just do not want to give back. I just want to keep them and keep driving them as daily drivers. The last one, car like that, was a Volvo V60 Polestar engineered. Loved everything about that vehicle. Fantastic machine, and this is one of these cars as well because it is so fantastically buttery smooth over any type of surface. And again, I feel like you're just floating on a different level of vehicle in this car. And to think that Genesis has only been around since the end of 2015, so coming up on 10 years now, and what they have managed to build in that time is amazing to me. The brand identity, the ride quality, the comfort. Let's floor it here. The V6 sounds pretty good. It's I mean, it's not hard to make a V6 sound bad, but this one thankfully sounds really great, even though it's a twin turbo with a supercharger in it. Power is plenty. I feel like you don't necessarily, maybe want to have a little bit more get-go from lower revs, but it's not a sports car. It's supposed to be more of a pull sensation than push, which sports car does. You want to have this torque down low, which you have, and you also want to have make it feel like the car is pulling you forward instead of pushing you from the back, and that is exactly what this Genesis does. So it's interesting to think about why I don't think I've maybe ever seen a Genesis G90 out on the roads, and I don't understand why. They are such, if you haven't figured that out already, in my opinion, great vehicles. I know it's over $100,000, but in this class of car, you have a bunch of different options, and this is the one that stands out to me the most. I mean, S-classes, maybe S-Class is a little bit more expensive than this. The 7 Series is also probably maybe $10,000 more expensive, $20,000 more expensive than this. To me personally, it would be very hard to not choose this one, the Genesis G90, because of how much it stands out and how much I love everything that goes on, this Art Deco style that we have for this this specific brand. In every car that they have, every SUV and car that they have the same sort of feeling to it. So we're gonna come to a stop here. Hopefully there's no one behind us too soon, so we can come to a stop, and then just let's go a 0 to 60 real quick. There's no one behind us here, so let's go. Stop and go. And we're up to 60 there. So 5.5 seconds, 0 to 60. Not bad at all. It's not the quickest, but that's not what, in my opinion, that's not what this is all about. So let's put it into comfort and let's just cruise along here as we come out to the highway, because I think where this car shines the most is out there on the highway on longer stretches of trips and road trips. I mean, doing a road trip in this would be an absolute pleasure to drive this cross country. You would not, I mean, I wouldn't complain about anything. I got way more features and luxurious things in here than I could ever ask for in a vehicle. And on top of that, the ride quality, even if we're riding on 21-inch wheels, oh, it's so smooth. It's so comfortable. Now, as you know, normally I'm not a fan of the dual screen setup that we have, but if you saw the new coupe, what is it called, the X coupe, the X convertible Genesis, did you see what they did with the gauge cluster there? They actually went back to a housing for it. That made me so happy to see, because that is exactly what I've been saying for so long. I just want, we can still have two screens like this, but just make a separated housing for it. And that's what Genesis did with the new concepts, which I think is going to go into production eventually. So coming onto the highway here, it is 5 o'clock on a Monday, so it's going to be a lot of traffic. That doesn't matter really. We're just gonna check the comfort, how this rides, and I want to show you just how quiet and how smooth, elegant, graceful this car is on highways like this going 65. I could honestly sit in this car forever, just listen to some, if we want to, we can put on the mood curator here. Comfort, delight, vitality. Let's put comfort, let's put that on. So what this is gonna do, it starts to massage the seat, and we should also have some tunes here. And the fragrance starting to smell. It goes up to number 3, the 3rd level. And just chill out, relax. We're in traffic. Yes, beeping on me, blind spot, ruining my mood. But this is what Genesis is all about. You know, the car is taking care of you. It wants you to stay calm, relaxed, and enjoy the ride. That is what I love about these cars. I want to hear your opinion. If you were in the market for a $110,000 luxury sedan, I don't even know if you can get a brand new S-Class for that price. Maybe the base level. I'm pretty sure you cannot get a 7 Series for that. You can probably get an Audi A8 for that. Would you consider a Genesis G90? And if not, why not? I want to hear your opinion on that. And if you say you would buy something else, I would recommend you go and drive this G90 to get a proper understanding of what this car is trying to be and also what this car actually is. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.